What is up, everyone? Welcome back to 90 in Ontario, our YouTube series where we recap the previous week's games, bring you highlights, interview coaches and players, and get you prepped for the upcoming weekend's actions. Week 8 is in the books, and we have tons of highlights and recaps to go over, so let's dive right into it. Please enjoy.
Four games in Week 9 of League1 Ontario Women's Championship Division this past weekend. On Saturday, Rush Canada played against Hamilton United. Despite falling behind early to an own goal by Nicolina Rupkic, Rush Canada roared back with a great offensive display. A hat-trick by Caitlin Gratton, along with goals from Alicia Stevenson and Delaware, powered the home side to a 5-2 win. Chiara Nicolazzo added the second goal for Hamilton later in the game. Then Scrosoppi FC played against Burlington FC. Jasmine Castillo put Scrosoppi ahead early, but Sienna Caesar equalized for Burlington just before halftime with a beautiful goal from outside the box. The hosts, however, took full control in the second half, scoring 4 unanswered goals through a brace by Alaya Micheline Simone Lolly, plus goals from Jakaya Davis and Julia Bullock to secure a dominant 5-1 win. On Sunday, Tecumseh United FC played at home against Whitby FC. After scoreless opening 70 minutes, Whitby FC finally broke through late with goals from Tori Kia and Sofia Seville to win 2-0. Goalkeeper Michaela Volpi kept a clean sheet to help Whitby clinch the away win. Finally, Pickering FC playing at home against Oakville FC. Oakville struck twice in the first half through Sarah Wiley and Sully Steinberg, then held firm defensively. Alexandra Mudi recorded the shutout in a composed performance between the posts. Now, with the standings updates, Whitby FC and Pickering FC are tied at the top of the table, sharing first place, although Pickering has played one more match than Whitby. Tecumseh United sits in third place, just 1 point behind the co-leaders, keeping this title race very much alive. Games and plenty of goals in Week 9 of League1 Ontario Women's Premier Division this past weekend. We kicked off with fireworks on Friday night, starting with a stunning upset. Waterloo United edged past the league leaders, or at least the then league leaders, Vaughan Asuri, thanks to a strike from Sofia Cabral in the first half. This will propel Waterloo into 5th place, while Vaughan slipped to 2nd, overtaken by Simcoe County Rovers by a single point. Maya Rodriguez picked up the clean sheet for Waterloo United. In the second match, fans were treated with an 8-goal thriller as NBC Ontario bounced back from the previous loss to Alliance with a 5-3 win over Guelph United. NBC looked in control with a 4-1 lead early into the second half, but Guelph mounted a huge comeback to narrow it to 4-3. In the end, NBC's firepower sealed the deal. Scorers for NBC were Melissa Kekic, Emma Reda, Brianna Gaynor, Gabby Istoki, and Kennedy Belfon. Two of the Guelph Olivias got their name on the scoreboard, with Olivia Brown scoring a brace and Olivia Rizakos getting the remaining one. 3 more matches took place on Sunday. North Mississauga and FC London played to a hard-fought 0-0 draw, earning North Miss their first point of the season. Goalkeepers Stephanie Brooks, North Mississauga, and Samantha St. Croix for FC London both recorded clean sheets in this defensive battle. Simcoe County Rovers secured a 2-0 win over the consistently tough Alliance United, climbing to the top of the standing in the process, as mentioned before. Stephanie Young netted both goals for the Rovers, while goalkeeper Marilena Spagnolo ended the shutout. In the final match of the weekend, North Toronto cruised past Woodbridge Strikers with a dominant 5-0 victory. Elise Bell opened the scoring, followed by braces from Ashley Campbell and Lauren Rowe. Raven Edwards-Dowdall recorded the clean sheet for North Toronto. It marked the second consecutive defeat for Woodbridge, who are off to a shaky start this season. Finally, on Tuesday, Guelph United cruised over North Mississauga with a 3-0 win, bouncing back from the previous loss to NDC. Violet Hipkin, Zoe Rowe, and Olivia Brown scored in the first half. Hunter Jones picked up the clean sheet for Guelph United. Simcoe County Rovers, as we said before, now sit atop on the standings with 16 points, just ahead of NDC and Vaughan with 15 points each, and North Toronto in fourth with 14. It's now time for the League 2 Ontario Women's Northeast Division report. On Wednesday, May 28th, Woodbridge Strikers secured a composed 2-0 away victory over Pickering FC. Goals came from Maya Sananovic and Elijah Folks, while Vanessa Smith earned the clean sheet in net. Pickering's night went from bad to worse after Elizabeth McConnell received a straight red card in the 53rd minute, leaving her team with 10 players for most of the second half. Also on Wednesday, Alliance United mounted a comeback to edge Vaughan Azzurri 2-1 in a tightly contested match. Victoria Sini gave Vaughan the initial lead, but Alliance replied with goals from Chloe Lofters and Beatrice Oden to claim the 3 points. Another game on Wednesday, Scrosoppi FC delivered a commanding performance with a dominant 9-0 victory over Masters FA. Scrosoppi had goals from Destiny Omari, Mera Saleh, Kayla Viteriti, Aseria Fagan with a hat-trick, Madison Bigler with a brace, and Ava Capobianco. Keeper Avery Donnelly recorded a clean sheet in this lopsided win. On Saturday, despite opening the scoring through Charlene Prue, the Sudbury Cyclones couldn't hold off with BFC, who responded with goals from Nikita Mohan and Kearney Pullman to secure the 2-1 away win. All goals came in an eventful first half, with both defenses working hard and holding firm after the break. Finally, on Tuesday, Pickering FC picked up an impressive 4-1 victory on the road as they defeated Unionville Milliken, with goals for Pickering scored by Cassandra Martin, Blida Beto, Michaela Kaur, and Cara Thuren, while Unionsville long goal came via an unfortunate play that saw Venetia Fleisches scoring on her own net. And finally, Tara Geminato, Sumaya Boak, Alexa Schwery, and Cindy Otwell all contributed to score for Simcoe County Rovers in order to defeat North Mississauga on the road 5-0. The remaining goal came via own goal by Ava Holzman-Scharf. Maddie Healy and Emma Klein shared the clean sheet for Simcoe County Rovers. The standings for the Northeast Division see Woodbridge Strikers at the top with 15 points in 5 games, a perfect 5-0-0 record. Also with 15 points, Alliance United, but with a 5-0-1 record, they have played an extra game. Third position is shared between Scrosoppi FC and Simcoe County Rovers with 13 points, although Scrosoppi has a 4-1-0 record and Simcoe has a 4-1-1 record. So very tight on the top of the standings for the Northeast Division in League 2 Ontario Women's. To the Southwest Division, on Friday, Hamilton United and Guelph United, an exciting first half, produced all the goals in this contest. Emelise Ekunwe gave Guelph an early lead before Kimberly Jiang and Valentina Mon responded for Hamilton to seal the home 2-1 victory. Then on Saturday, Burlington FC and St. Catharines Roma. St. Catharines dominated from start to finish with goals by Sarah Walsh, Anisha Goebbels, Maria Fusilo, Tessa Barmeyer, and Hannah Kelly. Sarah Hayes recorded the shadow in a strong away performance for Roma. On Sunday, Railway City FC and Cambridge United. In a dramatic clash, Heidi Miles scored twice for Railway City, while Megan Vutur and a stoppage time equalizer for Anastasia Graya salvaged a point for Cambridge in the 93rd minute. Finally, FC London and Oakville FC. Julia Ritchie and Bella Martins found the net for FC London in a solid win. Goalkeeper Lucy Duffy kept a clean sheet to round out a complete team performance. Now a quick update on the standings for League 2 Ontario Women's Southwest Division. Waterloo United leads the table with 16 points from 6 matches, remaining unbeaten so far. Cambridge United follows closely in second place with 13 points from 5 matches, also without a loss. Railway City FC holds the third place with 11 points after 6 matches, staying firmly in contention.
It was quite the week of action as the month of May wrapped up, with 25 teams in play across 18 games, including 4 cup matches. Here's the League 1 laydown in 2 minutes or less. In the first of 3 draws on the week, Alliance United's victory hopes were dashed thanks to a brace by Sean-Claude Lawson, splitting the points with the Simcoe County Rovers. Sigma and the St. Catharines Roma Wolves also split points at Hamilton Stadium at a goal apiece. Woodbridge and 2024 League 1 Ontario champions Scrosopi FC shook hands over split points with a 2-2 final score. Moving to the win column, FC London got some much-needed points with a 2-1 victory while on the road in Oakville. And rounding out the week, the North Toronto Nitros also picked up all 3 points in a tight one with Vaughan as Cyrus Rollix netted a brace in added time. Making our way over to the championship, the newly promoted Sudbury Cyclones remain undefeated on the season after Tim Aliu leveled things up against the North Mississauga Panthers in the 47th minute. A mid-table meeting between Guelph and Whitby also had things even out at 2 apiece, although Guelph had dropped to 10 men in the 70th minute after Beater got the boot. The York United Academy were saved by Lucas De Silva in added time to draw 3-3 with Windsor City, following an earlier own goal by teammate Lucas Vadrascu. Wins finally came as the Saints held their own over Unionville Milliken, with Ribeiro and Mayer putting the Masters up 2-1 at home. Waterloo picked up all 3 points thanks to 2 goals by Lucas Kane as they beat Pickering 2-1. And finally, second place Borough FC were surprised early on after Hamilton took the lead in the 28th minute, but they regained their composure and took the dub 2-1. Moving down to League 2 with our A teams, Rush Academy demolished Woodbridge's L2 side 6-1 with both Brada and Brown getting 2 of their own. In our match of the week, the expansion sides in Cambridge United and Railway City met for the first time, with the hosting United coming out on top 2-1. League 1 Cup action resumed as well this past week. North Toronto took down the Roma Wolves 4-2. It took penalties to send FC London through to the next round over North Mississauga, with Charles O'Bra finding Nesh for the winner. Although winning in league play, Cambridge United were eliminated from cup contention after a 2-0 loss to Simcoe County, and Vaughan Azzurri maintained a winning posture, defeating Oakville 2-1.
Jonathan Cam loses out. Referee says a fair challenge. Demi Velthin plays it forward, and now the through ball, a chance for Antolcic, and this could be the opener, and it is the opener! Nicholas Antolcic for Cambridge United gets in behind the defense, and finally, he beats Alessio Melillo. It is Cambridge United 1, Railway City 0. Cam's delivery. Couple heads go up, ball pops up, headed away, only to the edge of the area, but then a pass intercepted and coming forward now Cambridge. Good control on that far side. The pass in. It is Evan Antolcic. A chance to be the second Antolcic to find the back of the net today, but another good save. Melillo off his line. Aggressive. No shot yet from Railway City, but then a trip's gone through and the referee has blown the whistle for a foul, and it has been given as a penalty. Railway City will have an opportunity to draw level. Monyard to bring Railway City level. And he does. Tries to go over the top. It's been played across and it's gone in! Just a touch at the front post. And Cambridge in the dying minutes of this match have taken a 2-1 lead. His League 2 Southwest leading 9th goal in just 6 matches. Christian Ferraro gives Cambridge United the lead 2-1 with just minutes remaining in the 90.
All right, thank you to Nelson, Gabriel, and Jackson for the recap, and thank you to our social media team for the highlights. And to add on to the recap of the week, we also have our first team of the month and also coach of the month. For the women's, it is Zach Wilson of Women's Premier Division side Simcoe County Rovers taking home the award. His side went 5-1-1, sitting top of the table with 16 points, just 1 point ahead of preseason favorites NDC, however now being the front runners. On the men's side, Cambridge United's John Morgan from League 2 wins the prize, leading his team to a perfect record with 6 wins and no losses, having them sit first of the Southwest Division. What's even more impressive is that it's their first season in League 2, as Cambridge only had a U20 team last season. Congratulations to both coaches. We hope both keep leading their teams to have a strong rest of the season. For the teams of the month and team of the week and all of the content that we post, please follow us on Instagram at League1 Ontario. And for standings, news, and articles, visit our website at league1ontario.com. Now moving forward to our U20 player feature of the week, where we highlight up-and-coming talent in League 1 Ontario, our very own Alex Balta sits down with Sigma FC's Oliver Clow and his journey in the league and also playing in the Canadian Premier League. Have a listen.
So welcome to this week's U20 player feature. Today we're excited to be joined by Oliver Clow of Sigma FC. our standout U20 player of the week. Oliver has amassed 400 minutes in League One and has been called up to Forge FC. Welcome, Oliver. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on and really excited to dive into some of the questions we're going to ask you today. And the first one would be, from what I saw of you, would you describe yourself as a left back who's comfortable defending 1v1 out wide? I saw a lot of that. You're left alone. Positions himself well in the back line as well in terms of shape, and contributes in attack by playing into strikers' feet, delivering crosses, and evading pressure when closed down. How would you describe your game? And what I said would you add or adjust anything to that description?
Yeah, no, I'd agree with pretty much all of that. Yeah, I like to go forward, but I'm willing to defend when I'm needed. But yeah, that sounds almost exactly how I'd kind of describe myself as a
So
player.
you're giving me a lot of compliments there that I
Yeah.
pegged you perfectly just from no, I've watched quite a bit of video on you, and I do like, obviously attacking fullbacks, but it's sometimes hard to find someone who's attacking but also does the defensive work as well, and I find you do a good job of finding that balance. So
Thank you.
so as we continue through, Sigma currently sits just above the relegation zone. Not to scare you, I'm sure you're aware of that. But you have a recent win over Vaughan, one of the league's top teams. This suggests that the squad might be capable of more than the table shows. What's the team's focus for the rest of the season, and how do you think you can help push that group forward?
Yeah, that Vaughn game was for sure a big win for us. I think for going forward in the season, we started off with a couple of rough starts, but I think we've been finding our rhythm a bit, and our team's kind of gelling together better. And I think for this year, our goal is just to be a competitive team every week and just to put our best foot forward. And I think for me personally, what I can just bring is just hard work and the work ethic that's needed to make us competitive. So.
I'm gonna push you a little more, so a little less generic. Do you see the team kind of finishing top three? Like, what is the mood of the camp at the moment?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think that we have the ability for sure to be for us to be a top team in the league. I think right now though, that's what we're really focusing on, is finding that consistency, right? But yeah, I think all our goal is just to be like a top team in the league, trying to get wins, and yeah, to kind of bring us back from last year, which was as well not our best season.
Yeah, I look at this year, and I could be wrong, but the teams it looks really close. Like, you guys are only like 3 points away from being mid-table and pushing on into the top tier. So yeah, I'm curious to see how the season unfolds and where you guys will end up exactly. So next, your minutes have fluctuated throughout the season, with some matches close to 90 minutes, others where you have a reduced role. For young players in similar situations, what advice would you give them on staying ready and making the most of their moments?
Yeah, I'd say for me personally, the way I look at it is you're not guaranteed anything, right? You're not guaranteed any minutes. So every time you're on the pitch, you just want to make the most out of it. So yeah, I've been grateful for the games where I've played big parts, or even the games where I've only played 15, 20 minutes. It's all just a learning experience for me. I'd say for younger guys as well, just keep your head up, right? Because you're being picked to play at the higher levels. So that's already a good sign, and just to keep on going no matter how many minutes you get.
So when you do get dropped, are you, like you said, you try to be a positive outlook, but do you kick it up in training that week? Is there any little tidbits that you do yourself that maybe others don't?
Yeah, obviously I'll look back at the game from the week before on YouTube on the League1 app, and just see like what I could work on, or like things I can do better for the next games. But there's always the next week, right? So you just go into training, you work as hard as you can there, and then just try to get your name into the mix of being able to get picked in the next week.
I like what you said there. You basically try to review what you could maybe improve on the following week, but at the same time keep an open, positive mindset and look forward to make that next, say, stride into the game. So good feedback for all the viewers out there. So Sigma FC is known for producing top talent, emphasizing player development. How has your time at the club shaped you so far? And are there any coaches or teammates who've played a key role in your growth?
Yeah, I've been at Sigma since I was super young. I think probably like 8 or 9 years old, kind of around that time. So yeah, all the coaches all the way through. I'd say when I was young, it would be Coach Phil and Coach Ehrlich. They were big in my development then when I was super young, and then as I've gotten older, guys like Coach Kyle and then even Coach Phil has helped push me through and kind of help me get better and better at my game and push me, and then obviously Coach John with the League 1 team, and then Coach Johnny and Coach Emery as well. They all have helped me at this point in my soccer career now.
Yeah, you're a real poster child, if you will, of the program right now, starting so young and then, continuing on. And now, which, brings us into our last question. You're on a development contract with Forge FC. How do you balance those expectations along with playing with the League 1 side, including your travel, right? Because you had to go back and forth from Hamilton to Mississauga. So, yeah, give us a little bit more into that part of your life.
Yeah, in terms of just balancing the Forge side with the Sigma side, I just approach it with the positive mindset all the time, and I'm just super happy to be at both places and just learning with a bunch of guys who have already done it or just trying to put like some of their knowledge onto the younger guys. So yeah, I just go in as like an open book, almost just taking in all the information and all the help I can get from all the older guys, and so yeah, it's amazing for me.
So what's the major differences when you go to a League 1 training, say to your Forge training, in terms of not just the players around you, but overall environment?
I'd say the major difference is probably like the organization and like the facilities. It's a step above. It's the professional level. It's always gonna be that bit better. The trainings will always be more intense, but I feel that what you get at Forge with the high level and the facilities, and then the guys who are pushing you. The difference at Sigma, I guess, is that I feel maybe it's more of like a brotherhood in a way at Sigma because it's all guys that I've maybe known for a bit longer, and like it's easier to gel with because you're playing with them every week, right? So I'd say that's probably the big difference. But yeah, both of them have their upsides.
So do you ever get any nerves or anything, that in terms of your ability to express yourselves when you go from League 1, say, to Forge? Like, how does that play out?
Yeah, I'd say for sure I get a bit nervy at times, because you just wanna try to be your best, right? And sometimes you try and be your best. That means that you're not always gonna step out of your comfort zone or your shell and try to do things that you wouldn't always do. But yeah, I'd say yeah, for sure. I probably get a bit nervy at the higher level. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess as you continue on, those nerves will be less and less, and you can kind of show your pedigree. And yeah, I just want to finish off with, yeah, really excited to see you grow and see what comes next for you, because having that development contract, that potential to move on into the CPL level is super exciting. I'm sure exciting for you too. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you do well in Sigma, see how Sigma does for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on. Take care. Bye.
All right, thank you to both Alex and Oliver. We hope Oliver keeps pushing his soccer career forward and finding success through the Canadian soccer pyramid. Now, before looking towards the upcoming weekend, if you are liking the video, please consider leaving a like, consider subscribing to the channel if you are loving it, and hit the bell to get notified when your favorite team's games and highlights get posted. Finally, moving forward to this weekend's games, the men's match of the week sees Pickering FC and Whitby face off, which would be a new Durham rivalry and derby. Join us as Carlisle Fizette sits down with both coaches to break down the match and how their team's seasons have gone so far. Enjoy.
Ramin, thanks for making time chatting with us today about the season so far. I know right now Whitby sitting mid-table. We're about a third of the way through the season. How are you feeling how things have gone so far?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. We're doing okay. We started the season well. We had recruited a few players that unfortunately before the start of the season they got the contract overseas. We had to accommodate that some of the players, but we have a very young team, which is good. We are one of the team that using a lot of minutes for players under 23. And I think we're doing well. We're competing very well, especially away. So we had good game against Guelph. We had a good game against Sudbury Cyclone. We lost a couple of games that the boys, we could get points. But overall, I think everything goes in the right direction. Everybody has a positive energy for summer. And I think we're doing okay, and we're gonna do better as the season go forward.
You know, it touched on the results lately. I know it's been close. You got a couple draws, some close losses in your recent results. You know, I think for some teams that could get frustrating, but it sounds like that hasn't been the case for your squad.
Honestly, no, they are very resilient. So especially the last game we went to Guelph, we were winning the first half, then we were behind, and they worked hard. We came home with a point. Same as when we went to Sudbury, but the last game we lost 2-1 was very close. And you know, it's football. You use the opportunity, you score. You don't, you get punished. So, and the boys know it, and you know they get better for the next game. And that's about it. That's the sport that we playing for years, and this is the consequence of it.
The next game is against Pickering. How are you feeling about the message to your team and maybe trying to get the full 3 points this time?
Honestly, Pickering, they did well, man, for the last couple of games. They are very, same thing, young team, some experienced player. They're very hardworking, very resilient, especially playing at home front of the crowd. They are really good. So we have to be very, very cautious about what we do, stick to the plan, and use the opportunity that is created, and basically come home with the points. But it's going to be a tough game. It's always been tough games. So we have to use our own forces and stick to the plan, and hopefully we get points.
Eric, thanks for speaking with us today. We're about a third of the way through the League One championship season. Right now, just one win on the board so far for Pickering, but when I look at the table, it probably doesn't tell the whole story because you've had some very close matches. Despite just the one win, your goal difference is only -1. So tell me about how those results have come through, and maybe not getting the wins, but I imagine there's been some close ones so far.
We sit on the bottom of the table, but we've had some games that we've been at ice, but they could have gone the other way around. So I think there's been a lot of discussion within the group of how we can get better at those moments. No, especially I think we've been good at leading, getting the first goal in, and it's like, okay, how we can now manage that advantage, not fully satisfied, because we could have get something more out of those games, but we look forward to improve in the future.
And then as we look ahead then to trying to get another one in the win column this weekend coming up against Whitby, what are your thoughts heading into that match?
Whitby is a team that started the season really well. They were at the top of the table, and I think they're struggling a bit like we do. So I think it's two teams that going into the Durham Derby. I like to think it in this way. Needing points. We are preparing the game thinking that this is a derby, and what that local rivalry can bring aside of the usual regular game. So definitely there's going to be some special connections within the players, within the both of the clubs. So yeah, we're looking at this game just with another lens of of that derby lens on top of just a regular game.
All right, thank you to all parties. And now for the women's match of the week, our very own Nicholas Fiore sits down with both Neil Wilson of Cambridge United and Anthony Vasallo of Railway City FC. Have a listen.
Welcome, everybody, to Week 9 of the Game of the Week feature here in the League One Ontario YouTube show. I'm Nicholas Fiore, broadcaster of League One Ontario, and I am with Cambridge United head coach Neil Wilson in a big game in the League 2 division against Railway City. You guys sit in second place. Railway City sit in third, 13 points and 11 points. What are the keys for you, Neil, for this big early season match week?
Just think we have to correct a few things from last weekend. I mean, high level, just we need to finish those opportunities, and we've got to button it down and make, and just be better at defending.
Absolutely, and that's obviously a key. They do say defense wins championships, but in the offensive end for you, what do you think your team needs to do to maybe get an early goal and try to set the tone in the match?
We generated a fair bit on the offense last weekend. Again, it's just more of a matter of being more clinical in front of that goal. All right. I have no doubts of our ability to generate the attack or the opportunities. But again, it's just about being a little more clinical.
Your opponents, a new team within the league as well. Obviously, they've had a good start, just like yourself. What have you seen possibly in some previous match video that you maybe have to be a little, not worried, but wary about?
Listen, they're a very tight technical team. Okay. They're quick, they're young. So again, all things that we have to be concerned with. So we've got to watch our structure when we're defending, and not dedicate too many numbers forward as we're attacking. Just being a little bit more mindful about our transitions or potential transitions against us.
I know it's early in the season, and as a coach, I coach the youth ranks as well, but like you don't want to get your head of yourself so much. But you do already have that one game in hand. They have 6 matches played. You guys have 5. Is it just a little bit more important in the back of the mind, like, oh, if we can get 3 points here and win that match in hand, we could maybe, let's just say, push the envelope a little bit forward?
The Southwest Division is going to be a very tight division this year. So what I'm going to say to you there is every point matters. Right. Let's go back to the slogan from a few years ago, for a couple of years ago from this league. Right. Every point matters, and we're in that situation this year.
How have you seen the league been going? With the likes of Waterloo at the top. I mean, Burlington, Guelph are maybe towards the lower end, but like you said, are you very happy with the competitiveness within this division in League 2?
Yeah, listen, it's again, it's a new franchise for this club, as we all know. I mean, this is our first year at it. We've spent the time working with the players, getting them up to speed on their roles and responsibilities. We've done extremely well coming together as a group. The best thing for us, I would say, is just that within the group itself, we're starting to develop that trust now, and that's what will get us through the season.
Hey, listen, it takes time, and I would like to thank you for taking your time to chat it up this week for a big match week for yourself against Railway City. Best of luck in this match, and best of luck the rest of the way this season.
Thank you, Nicholas. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Neil Wilson, head coach of Cambridge United in the League 2 division. A big match this upcoming week, Sunday, 5 p.m., as you see behind me here in League 2. I'm Nicholas Fiore, broadcaster of League1 Ontario. Until next time, ciao. Welcome, everybody, to Week 9 of the League1 Ontario YouTube show. I'm Nicholas Fiore, broadcaster of League1 Ontario, and I am pleased to be joined by Anthony Vassallo, Railway City head coach, in this match of the week preview in the League 2 division, where it's basically pretty big match in the early season here in League 2. You play Cambridge United, who sit in second. Yourselves are in third right now with 11 points, and they kind of have a game in hand on you too. So does this game, Anthony, for you get a little bit more crucial? As I know it's cliche to say every point matters and every point counts, but because they do have that match in hand in the early going to try to get these 3 points?
Firstly, yeah, thanks for having me on. And to your question, yeah, I think with the 14-game season, in the amount of time that you get your actual full squad, it's really important to maximize every match and get as many points out of every game that you can, just because, a couple slip-ups and, it's very difficult to get promoted. You must, finish in the top 2 to make it in the playoffs, and then you have to win the playoff semifinal and then the final to actually get promoted. So, yeah, it's a big game for us. We just played them the other day, so we get a chance to play them again right away. So it's ideal in some ways. In other ways, it can be difficult at this part of the season. So
3-2-1 in the early season for yourselves. What do you guys need to do specifically, possibly without giving away your tactics, to get the 3 points here?
Well, I think we're going to go with the same game plan as we did last game. We had the upper hand for majority of the game, had several attempts on goal, and I think it just was one of those days. Just luck didn't swing our way, but other days it could have been a lopsided score. They kept at it though. They're a tough team. They're competitive, and I think we go with the same tactics that we did in the last game to press, to be aggressive on the front foot, and to get at them at their back line and create chances and hopefully put away those chances this game.
What have you seen from your opponents from the previous match, and maybe even video that you've seen from them, that you have to kind of be wary about, maybe in their attack and in your defensive final third?
Well, they're quite direct. So any ball over the top, and they've got a lot of players in the forward line that can hunt those down. So they're aggressive. They're all competitive. They move the ball well at times, but again, like I said, not afraid of going long and going in behind. So that's just one thing that we have to be obviously careful of. But there is other areas that we feel we're much stronger in, and if we can capitalize on those areas, we'll come away with 3 points.
How competitive has this division been, in your opinion, so far with a new franchise, a new team in Railway City, the excitement within the city as well, playing there? How's it been so far?
Yeah, it's been exciting for the whole city to have us compete in League Two, and I think the competition level has been pretty good so far, especially the top 3-4 teams. It's always difficult when the season starts so early. Like I said before, you don't have your full squad like many others, so you don't really know what the full competition's like until last couple weeks has been the time when most teams get their full squad. So yeah, I think it's been up and down for some of the games, but for the most part, each game has been very competitive, and we've enjoyed every game so far, especially at home. We've been able to create a good atmosphere for our fans and for our players and staff and for the city of St. Thomas.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Listen, I appreciate your time. Best of luck, not just this season, but in this big match here against Cambridge United this week, and hope for the best moving forward.
Thanks, Nicholas. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's Anthony Vassallo, head coach of Railway City FC, in what's going to be another big contest against Cambridge United in the League 2 division within the League 1 Ontario pyramid. Till next time, I'm Nicholas Fiore. Ciao.
All right. Thank you again to Nicholas and both coaches. And with that, that is all we have for this week's episode. Thank you for joining us. If you're enjoying the series, leave a like, consider subscribing if you loved it, and leave a comment of what you would like for us to talk about. We'll see you all pitchside.